You know, that little clip actually does say a lot. New era, new beginnings. But before we look at our new era, new beginnings in light of Lenz 70 celebrations and this particular podcast series, let's talk to a resident of Lenasia who is living in Lenasia for the last 61 years. He is Member of Parliament, Imraan Moosa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the program, Honorable Member.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khairan, Najma. Thank you so much for having me. And also, assalamu alaikum to all the Salam Media listeners. It's indeed a great honor to be on your program, and I thank you for the opportunity. I also hope that this interview will inspire and motivate, educate listeners on my journey from ward councillor at grassroots level to member of parliament representing Al Jama'ah.
Well, let's talk about your journey as a resident of Lenasia. In what year did you move to Lenasia?
So I moved around the 1960s, in 1962, 63, around there. And my brief background is I grew up in Lenasia and attended Park Primary School and Trinity High School. I played sports in the early years for Bluebells United and also for the inter-primary at Park Primary School. And I've been literally 6 decades in Lenasia, and I've seen this community grow, struggle, and very united community, and also the transformation that we witnessed during the course of the years. And my grassroots are always rooted in Lenasia, and my commitment remains deep. So those are just a little bit of a background. My youth at the age of 6 years, I already started playing football for some reason or other, because in the early years, I think Lenasia enjoyed football the most. If you would remember, they had a lot of hype with Bluebell, Swaraj, and the Dynamos teams in the early years. So there was a lot of hype, and I think that those were some of the reasons why I took to soccer in the early years. From as young as 5 years, I played for the Bluebells team. So there was many other teams I played for. Despite me being young, I played for some of the elder teams because of the skills that I had. It gave me opportunity to go up the ladder before my time. And then during my school career, I was also a community activist. And I was the chairperson of the SRC at Trinity High School. It was during this time that, more specifically, some of my teachers and fellow students were locked up by the apartheid regime during this period in the early 1970s. Right. So I also was fortunate that I narrowly missed being arrested by the apartheid security branch. So this is just a little bit of a background on a bit of my youth. That was an exciting youth.
Right. And describe to us, Lenz, as the Dust Bowl. And, you probably played on gravel grounds, the soccer that you speak about. And as the sports developed, whether it was soccer, cricket, all of that was under very inferior conditions. And yet the youth of the time just continued playing the sport and living their best life as they could, accepting the circumstances. But on the other hand, we had that resilient time, the struggle time. And you mentioned being the chairperson, the leader of the SRC at Trinity High School, right? What were your other experiences during this, the racism and the inequalities?
Look, at the time, our lives were in danger, and the best thing for me at the time when I was in Trinity High School was for me to move off. I took up religious studies because of those circumstances. I had to leave for Pakistan. I left for Pakistan and I took up religious studies. And then further on, I continued and I came back. I took up a position as a supervisor at the Central Islamic Trust in the early years. And then
Mm-hmm.
I moved on to become the Imam of Nur al Islam Masjid with the late Qari Nurbai.
I
And
didn't
I
know
also
that.
taught,
Yeah.
yes, yes. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
know that?
No, I didn't
Well,
know that.
yes,
But
anyway. Yes,
that's why
so I was
that's
quite.
why we're having this discussion today. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, yeah. So those were some of the interesting times. I was a teacher at Nur al Islam. I was a imam there, and then thereafter I went into business. Obviously, we had to also cater for our economic needs at home. So I went into business, and I tried to also assist the communities whilst in business, ensuring that that our staple diets were taken care of. For example, when I was running business, I tried to have bread sold at cost price just for the underprivileged to ensure that they have food at home, because we always had this economic disparity in our communities for some reason or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So remember that Lenasia is a very close knitted community at the time, and we had to then just navigate ourselves through this challenging times that we had when we were young, because it wasn't easy to find yourself, with good salaries, etc. So we had to manage that procedure or process.
Mm.
Uh, some of the years that we struggled with, I think many of us were driven by a purpose far greater than ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We organized, mobilized, and resisted the injustice that plagued our people during that period of time, not just in Lenasia, but across the country. And I think
Mm.
Lenasia played a pivotal role in that resistance. You will notice that most of the politicians came out of Lenasia. Most of
Correct.
the stalwarts in the early years came out of Lenasia that stood out for justice, dignity, and the right to exist freely
Mm.
with self determination.
Mm.
So, over the years, I've witnessed the changes in Lenasia, some inspiring, some concerning. And I always had an attitude or a mindset of taking our challenges to that of being solution driven or opportunistic. Put it that way to you. Trying to find ways that we could uplift our society in such ways that we have a strong sense of community despite our differences. I think today Lenasia is more diverse than ever. If you look at our Indian, African, colored, and Pakistani communities, many foreigners living with us in
Right.
the CBD in particular. So I
Mm-hmm.
think Lenasia is a diversity of our strength if we harness it with intention and respect. Obviously, we've also excelled in education, producing some of the best professionals in the country, I think. Our sports culture at that time brought people together, and our businesses, from family owned stores to emerging financial players, have
Mm.
turned Lenasia into what I believe is becoming the financial hub of the South. So I think Lenasia is a very strong town for being an economic hub. We do have our challenges. We admit we have challenges, and you know that very well. Where sometimes late at nights, we used to come outside our wards to come and help your ward to assist with infrastructure challenges. So those are some of the challenges, and we try and help as best as we can.
Mm-hmm.
But I must say that old Lenasia had unity, it had pride, and Lenasia is also facing destruction where the infrastructure was collapsing, is collapsing. Crime is also rising, and there's a clear sense of neglect. I must admit that, but we got to
Right.
find ways. Uh, the one important aspect is like when you see what happens in our communities, I think it's driven more by a positive mindset. When I came in as a councillor, I changed the mindset of Lenasia. That was very important. Changing the mindset and also ensuring that we communicate regularly. Building a relationship with the community and its leaders was very important and pertinent for me when I saw what was happening in Lenasia. And by this, I mean is that at a jiffy, you could get hold of me. If you needed assistance, whether you were in my ward or out of my ward, I assisted as best as I possibly could within my capacities and ability to assist. Whether it was 12 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, we went out there and did what we had to assist the community so that we could find some relief and comfort and change the mindset of our communities.
Having said that, sorry to interrupt. What do you, I know when you say change the mindset, in what way? Not just in terms of a role as a counselor or just being a responsible, caring citizen. Because we
Yeah.
find that some people without titles actually will, also offer their services, without blinking an eye. But and I know you always had that tendency, but when you say mindset and we step out of the counselor role, what is it that you're saying we needed to change in terms of people's
Yes, thank you for that question. A very important one, because I think it's important for the listeners to understand the dynamics of us in society and what we need to do to change our lives and our lifestyle. So when I say, you create a sense of positivity, confidence, giving hope to our people. And the
Mhm.
mindset that I drove was creating a positive spirit within society. I used to run with a lot of slogans up until today. I still do it. Just giving people hope and being that loving and caring person as best as you can. So,
Mhm.
to become the voice of the voiceless, to help where you can and make a difference in whichever possible way one can. So, I think there was a lot of factors that up until today, we still, assisting as best as we can in
Right.
terms of ensuring that we can help where there's serious problems. Like we have social ills. Lenasia is also riddled with drugs, etc. So there's ways to find solutions. I also had a crime issue, and one of the serious issues we have in Lenasia is obviously the police station, and we all know that it's
Yes.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
would like to touch on some of the points when it comes to the police station, drugs, the social ills. And when I saw all this happening, I had to find some solutions and ways to try and help our community and uplift them in ways to make them understand that we need help to assist some of the youth in specific. So
Right.
one of the major problems we had was a crime issue in Indonesia, which is the drug
Right.
issue. So how
Okay.
do we solve it? Right?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Finish what you're saying. I just want to go for the next break. And then when we come back, you can continue that. I also have a question going a little back to your years before your political career started.
Okay. So one of the things is that we need to understand that Lenasia police station is serviced by literally very little resources. Do you want to do it now, Najma, or do you
No,
want to
no, not
cut it to the
yet.
break?
No, no, no. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there again. We're just going to go for a quick ad break and then I'll come back and probe the question. Thank you.
Okay.
All investment and advisory services from an award-winning firm? Look no further than the Belmont Mayer Group, your gateway to unparalleled investment and wealth management. At Belmont Mayer, we believe in the art of wealth creation, a meticulous process fueled by our unwavering commitment to excellence. With a focus on providing elite alternative investments and quality advice, we also pride ourselves on maximizing value for our esteemed investors as seen through our consistent outperformance. Your financial success is our top priority. Join us at Belmont Mayer and experience the difference firsthand. Ready to embark on a journey of greatness? Contact us today. Reach out to the Belmont Mayer Group on 078 786 1698. Call or WhatsApp or email us at info@belmontmayer.com. Elevate your financial future with Belmont Mayer, where every detail matters.
Discover the Africa of your dreams and surround yourself with her spectacular beauty. Relax beneath her serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations reservations. Call now on 042 203 1400 or visit quantu.co.za. The Quantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
World-class financial services only at Sapphire Global, your financial partner. If you are looking for Islamic, Sharia, and ethical financial products, look no further. Sapphire Global offers a wide range of financial service offerings from short-term to life and investments. A full-service center with all financial requirements under one brand. Our highly skilled and experienced consultants are ready to help protect your financial future. Contact us on 041 001 0184 or visit our website on www.sapphireglobalfs.com. Sapphire Global is an authorized financial services provider.
Make a conscious choice. Sip for change and support Palestine Drinks Africa. With every can, you help end the genocide and stand in solidarity with Palestine. Choose between our original or sugar-free options available in the case of 24. Every sip is a step towards justice. Every purchase a powerful message of unity and support for the Palestinian cause. Contact 082 888 1440 or 082 7739 556 today and be part of the change. Palestine Drinks Africa. Sip for change. Liberty for everyone.
Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam Media.
We have just about 10 minutes before 1 o'clock, and that obviously ends our program at that time. Our guest for this last part of the program is Imraan Moosa. Imraan, I just want to go a little back to what you were saying about businesses. And, you know, if I can recall, or other Lenasians can, during that time, when you speak about business and getting to, upkeep the family and building the socio-economic standing, Grime Cafe. Were you the was that was the cafe? Can you tell us a little bit more about the business community and what we're seeing? You know, you said it's becoming an economic hub, but if you make that comparison, was it also just the same passion-driven people that just made sure that their socio-economic condition changed for the better?
So I think, it's any community is what we make out of it. Personally, I think any business or economically driven person is what we make it to be. So if we want to change a town, we have to do it ourselves. It takes a collective from ourselves to ensure that, the business hub is improved. I've been engaging with a lot of businesses, to ensure that they expand, and we encourage them and we try and support them. And I think Lenasia is the economic hub of the Johannesburg South. You see that there's a lot of developments taking place. We have 3 large malls in Lenasia. We've got the Trade Route Mall. We've got the Signet Terrace Mall, where we have our parliamentary offices recently opened up as Al Jama. And then we also have the new mall that's being put up today, which is the Lenz Quarter mall, Lenz Quarter. It's called the Lenz Quarter Mall. That's going to be opened up shortly in next month or 2. So we proudly Lenasian that have made a big difference and have encouraged economic growth in our town. And I think there's a lot of new businesses that have come up, including some of the good eating houses like the Moes at the Platinum Square. There's a lot of other eating houses. There's a lot of tire places that have opened up. And you see the aesthetics and some of the beautiful buildings that's starting to come up, more particularly on the main roads of Lenasia. So we look forward to a good future in Lenasia, where it continues to have an economic boom or upscale. And I see it moving in that direction with hope and confidence. We must continue, never give up, always stay positive. And this is the mindset we should carry ourselves forward with.
So when we speak about development and the challenges currently, what are the challenges that we face as the Lenasia community? in the Lenasia
So,
community. So,
so one of the disappointing parts is that the processes of zoning, developing, there isn't much support. So these are normally done by private enterprises that individually show their own capacities to improve Lenasia, which is highly commendable and complimented in terms of ensuring that Lenasia looks well. And we thank the Lenasia business community for making it such. We also have a lot of the foreigners that's playing a serious role, especially in the CBD, which is obviously very crime ridden. And we were talking about the police station, and we never finished the topic on the police station. But
please go
yeah,
ahead.
I would like to talk about the police station and the crime in Lenasia and
Yeah.
how we need to find solutions for the crime in Lenasia, because we should always be solution driven. And one of the problems that the police station have, and inshallah, I'm hoping that at national government we can try and sort some of the problems the Lenasia police station is having, because Lenasia police station seems to be one of the largest police stations serving 6 informal settlements, including Lenasia.
So
Now,
it
one can just
which
imagine.
one? Yeah. Sorry.
One can
Oh, sorry,
one can just imagine serving 6 informal settlements from one police station, including Lenasia. Now, with the social ills and the poverty and unemployment in South Africa, it obviously is natural that you will have a lot of crime in the informal settlements, and most of the time, the police are resourced in the informal settlements, which gives very little support to Lenasia itself, and that's where you have the CPF and the security firms in Lenasia, thankfully, doing sterling work in terms of trying to assist.
Mm-hmm. So,
So,
yes, again, we see that the community has stepped up, and yet it's not the responsibility of civil servants to be, uh, taking over the job of a policeman, if I can say it that way. But now we're under resourced because of the development or underdevelopment around Lenasia. And I think those are the challenges that we now face as Lenasians. But having said that, again, we highlight the fact that there are people that step up. You're not waiting for someone else to fix the problem, although there is a responsibility of the different leaders and leadership in the community that has to step up in that sense.
So that's the actual reason that I took up to be a counselor and make a difference. So that's where we are, and trying to solve problems in Lenasia, seeing that, I don't want to go into the political aspects, but I think it was important for me to step up, and ensure that we find solutions for our community, and to unite our community, to make sure that we assist the community to such an extent that we empower them, give them the opportunities, despite our challenges that we have with government, normally much to do with budget restraints and infrastructural restraints, because of the fact that Lenasia is a very old town. We have infrastructural problems. During my time, whilst I was a councillor, there was a constant pipe burst we had in the CBD, and I managed to have sorted that problem out. I thank the Almighty that has given us the courage and strength to persevere and, have the patience with local government to try and sort it out. It was a huge challenge, I must tell you. It doesn't just get solved overnight, but we succeeded with it, and I'm sure that we will succeed in the near future with many of the other challenges that we have in Lenasia. And people like yourself that also come out of Lenasia will make a big difference as well, whether it be in media or in any other sphere of skills or any other spaces in the community.
Right. Of course, you need the active participation of the society at large. And I think we have a wonderfully colorful, diverse community. Everyone contributes in their own way. And I think even despite, apartheid actually brought us together in terms of religious different, the denominations as such. And now we have a diverse racial community that are integrating and working together. So I think, yeah, it's a responsibility of each and every one. And we don't speak about just on a national level, of course, but as the nation said, because we focused on Lenz being 70 years old, which is quite a milestone for Lenasia itself, and we've seen its development. So I think it's a responsibility of each and every one living in Lenasia. And I think what we would like to know from you now, Imran, is what is your, how do you feel about Lenz being 70 years old? What is your
So,
view?
my view on Lenasia being 70 years old is that I think it has changed. We have diversity in our community and we welcome it. And I think if we have the right mindset and the way things are going with the last 5 years under my leadership, that I've been there in Lenasia, I think it's made a huge difference. And, I really must take the opportunity, to appreciate the fact and be thankful and grateful to the Lenasia community that has placed their trust and loyal support for me during my reign, because it was important that we have the right leadership and also the support from community to try and make a difference in Lenasia. Because as you know, when government fails, and we have to try our best within our lives to uplift our community. And as much as I am in government, I'm trying my very best. Now that I'm in parliament, I'm hoping that, that this can filter down, because my experience at grassroots level will really help in parliament to make them understand that there are some serious issues at grassroots level when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to development, and budgetary issues seems to be always the problem. And worse than that is the corruption. And I think that's where I play a very pertinent role, in that we also need to educate government officials, ministers, MPs, councillors, that there should be a level of conscientiousness. And I think, being a strong believer, it's important to have God consciousness, because, if you don't have that, it makes it very difficult to work in an ambit where there's billions of rands at your disposal, and you don't see it filtering down to the grassroots level. That is a serious challenge, and I'm trying in my own way, within my ability and capacity, to try and change this narrative in Parliament, hopefully, inshallah.
Amin, Amin. Well, you've given us hope and you've given the nations hope. And I think each and everyone, like I said, is playing their part. And we actually do have to mention the fact that, grassroots level, 1963, you said that you moved to Lenasia. And now we have a Lenasian represented in Parliament. So I think that says a lot. And we end the program on that note. We thank you very much for your time this morning. Actually, it's the afternoon already. I mean, thank you.
Najma, and all the best. And we hope that we'll have many more leaders from Lenasia coming out and making a huge difference nationally. We need more leaders. We need our youth to get more involved and carry on as servant leaders. And that's what, our purpose in life is, to be servant leaders, to assist as best as we can. Thank you so much, Jazakallah khairan, and all the best to the Salam Media and your team as well.
Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And with that, we end today's program. I'll be back with you next week, inshallah, at the same time between 11 and 1. Next week will be our final episode on this Lenz 70 podcast series. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.